Yeah, many thanks for the introduction. Okay, great. It's my great pleasure to be here to share what we have developed on top of the scaling Ethereum storage solutions. So a quick introduction of myself. Have been working on the blockchain area for since 2018 full-time. Actively working in the Ethereum ecosystem, authoring, co-authoring a couple of EIPs. Some of them are already finalized. And also working on a community that is called Web3 Builder, and received Ph.D. from Georgia Tech and work on the Facebook and Google before. So have been working on Ethereum data availability and layer 2 technologies, and received multiple grants from EF. For example, Vitalik's personal grant on layer 2 bridge, data availability sampling research, and also EthStorage itself, which aims to build a decentralized storage proof system on top of Ethereum layer 1. So what is EthStorage? As we all know that Ethereum is moving towards its rollup-centric scalability roadmap. So where the current focus is to scale Ethereum computational power, which is TPS. At the same time, we observe there's a great demand on Ethereum's storage capacity, so that we are able to reuse Ethereum mainnet security while it's able to extend the Ethereum storage capabilities. So this come up with the idea of called storage rollup versus EVM rollup, so that we are able to reduce the Ethereum storage cost to 1 to the 1,000, while we are able to scale the capacity to petabytes with create, read, update, delete key value semantics. And everything is paid by Ether, and everything is able to be verified on chain using our proof of storage protocol versus, for example, validity proof or fraud proof that other EVM rollup are using. So we know there is a desired redundancy of the data that is persisting on the layer 2 network. And also the network is permissionless, so any nodes with minimum storage requirement is able to host the data in off-chain. So what is the difference of EthStorage versus Ethereum, for example, EVM rollups like Arbitrum, Optimism? So I will skip the first 6 rows. The major difference is here that with Ethereum as a storage fee to incentivize storage providers to store data, and also the storage proof that we are proposing, we are able to demonstrate, verify on Ethereum layer 1 that there's a large number of redundancy, that's replicas, about 100, that is store the corresponding layer 1 data off-chain in the EthStorage layer 2 network, while there's no such enforcement on the current Ethereum EVM rollups. And there's also frequently asked question, what are the differences of EthStorage versus existing decentralized storage solutions? So there are 2 major differences there. First, EthStorage is designed for hot dynamic data with high value on top of Ethereum. While Filecoin, RV, all those decentralized storage solutions, they are more designed for the cold storage where the data are static, immutable. And second is that EthStorage is highly incorporated into the Ethereum ecosystem, so that the users or developers, they can use existing Ethereum tools like MetaMask, Truffle, Waffle, Solidity, all these tools to be able to, for example, operate the EthStorage data, and also including the, for example, the Web3 access protocol that we are designing. So with EthStorage, we believe we are able to enable a lot of new applications, especially combining the scalability of the power of its current Ethereum layer 2. For example, it can be served as the long-term decentralized storage solution for other rollups. It's able to create a lot of decentralized websites, dynamic websites, so that we are able to, for example, build decentralized social network directly on top of the EthStorage. And also it can be a native storage solutions for NFTs, can be images, can be music, a lot of these applications. So how we are able to achieve all these goals? This requires a lot of technology innovations, especially on top of current Ethereum 2.0 roadmap. First, we have to solve the decentralized data upload problem using Ethereum data availability technologies, or danksharding and EIP 4844. So thanks to Ethereum Foundation, we also have a grant from EF to support the research together with the Ethereum researchers to make this thing happen as fast as possible. A second is that once the data now available on chain, how we are able to persist this data with desired redundancy so that we know that the data is secure on the Ethereum network. And that is exactly the EthStorage is doing. And lastly, how we are able to retrieve those data in a fully trustless way. And that is the Web3 Access Protocol we are proposing, which is finalized in ERC-4804. So what is Ethereum data availability? It's basically a way to dramatically increase the block space so that we are able to offer 20 times of the block space versus core data. It involves a lot of advanced cryptographic primitives, which will create 1.5 terabytes of data per week or 80 terabytes of data per year. And in order to reduce the storage cost of the validators, then sharding, Ethereum DA will discard those data in 1 month. So after data is being uploaded with the DA, so for example, here is an example how the user interact with Ethereum Layer 1 and upload the data to the EthStorage. So the user will submit the blobs to the network, and when the blob is on chain, is able to access corresponding data hashes, which is enabled by EIP 4844. And so the corresponding storage provider on the layer 2 will be notified and download the corresponding data or binary large objects on the local nodes. And once they have received multiple requests from users with accumulated data, the next step is to generate the storage proof to tell that there's a large number of the storage providers that are they are storing the data. And once the storage proof is generated and verified on chain, and the storage provider will receive the Ether as corresponding the reward. And that's precisely the Ethereum ESP grant that is supporting us to do the corresponding research to how we are able to prove a large number of the data sets that is dynamic off-chain and is able to verify the corresponding storage on top of Ethereum Layer 1 smart contract. So once data are available on chain, the next big question is how we are able to access those data on top of Ethereum. And so that's why we proposed Web3 Access Protocol. It's defined in ERC-4804. It's kind of like decentralized HTTP, but instead of relying on centralized HTTP servers or DNS services, it's fully decentralized, so that now we are able to browse a web resources that is hosted by a smart contract or the corresponding data on EthStorage, and be able to define a way how to call these smart contracts and be able to render all this content. So you can check out our website, web3url.io, and actually the website itself is hosted by Ethereum EVM and be able to access using our website protocol. So another question is how we are able to access this, because as this is new standard. So we have a gateway so that when you type all this website, for example, our homepage on EthStorage, it will automatically translate to the gateway link. And we also have a Firefox extension, so that once you install extension, you can type the website, // the link to browse all this content that is hosted by on Ethereum EVMs. We also have a native browser that is developed by our community, so that we are able to directly type this Web3 Access Protocol and translate the corresponding EVM messages to call the data and display corresponding content. For example, Vitalis block, where we upload the whole Vitalis blocks that is about 40 megabytes, that is uploaded to the Arbitrum Nova, which is a famous Ethereum Layer 2 with about 0.3513 Ether. And so that we are able to now host the Vitalis block in a fully decentralized way forever on top of Ethereum. And there's also a couple of the extensions and applications and I'm now building surrounding the standard and EthStorage. So we believe that with all this infrastructure, we are now be able to build much powerful Web3 by combining the scalability of the storage and current computation, so we are able to serve everybody in the world and be able to be better enable all the fully decentralized applications. So right now, we are fully working with the Ethereum developers on EIP 4844 DevNet, which is scheduled to be launched on the next Ethereum upgrade, Cancun. For example, we just released our EthStorage library to be able to support new codes, new OP code that is enabled on EIP 4844. And also, we are building the snark prover and also the verification contract, so that everything, once the EIP 4844 is ready, the testnet is ready, now we are able to deploy the whole system on top of Ethereum network. And so many thanks for attending my presentation. So we are right now building a lot of new applications, but that cannot be done. All of these things cannot be done by us alone. So welcome to contact me to share your ideas. We believe that we are able to build a lot of diversified, interesting applications on future Web3 on top of Ethereum. Thanks, everybody.